Tom MacDonald, fake woke. Hey, let's go, man. What's happening, my bar Miztah fam? What's happening? You don't know already, it's your boy, bar Miztah, bro. And we're back in the place with a little different sign, man. You get me? Tom MacDonald, bro. Fake woke. You getting these cans up, bro? This has come at me crazy in my DMs, so it's like crazy. And it's not the first time his name came to me, but it's the first time I'm actually checking him out, bro. So let's go, man. I heard he talked some nonsense about Eminem. I heard he talked some things about Cardi. People just send me all sorts, man. Unfortunately, they don't realize the more blind I am, the better, blood. But they got my interest. I'm glad they told me, man. Let's go, man. Let's see what's up with this. Fake woke, man. Let's go. Tom, what is the seed, sir?
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb.
Well, that's what we're doing? Is this what we're doing? Oh my days. He said it's crazy, he's looked at as controversial or something like that, but Cardi B is a role model for these girls and that, which is funny in itself. I'm still not going to take anything away from Cardi because I saw her in this rhythm and flow thing she has, and I listen to when she speaks, bro. And this girl, in my opinion, the strategy she's using, bro. You get me? She's highly intelligent. But anyway, and he says if he speaks about race, he will get murdered for it, but they could talk about any... Okay, so Tom is on our next thing. Let's go. Let's fire. Fire ready.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love...
Wow. Okay, so it's easier to get, we said to get a gun, basically, purchase a gun, than to get a job. Yeah. There's truth in that. It also depends on where you are. It depends on your state. It depends on a few things, but there's a lot of truth in that. Same way, there's a lot of truth in that. He said Eminem used to murder his mom. So I remember, Eminem used to murder his mom, but he's angry at persons. More or less, he's pissed off at persons who support Trump, whatever the case is. There's two sides to that, blood. And let me hear it again before I make that call, but there's two sides to that, blood. Watch me on this. Watch me.
It's difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump.
Okay, I just wanted to hear the exact words. He doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. That is factual in itself, but at the same time, okay, let's deal with one part for that's factual in itself, because yes, he used to talk about killing his mom, killing kid, wife, and blah, yeah. And then later on he came and said, listen, he's not about people who, for Trump, or who support Trump, whatever the case is. I think he did some draw a line in the sand kind of thing, and all his business. Anyway, that's that, blood. And you think, okay, is he referring to him as fake woke because of that? But at the same time, let's hold it as fact for now, that is the case. If he's against persons who vote for Trump, it shows that he's speaking his opinion. It doesn't mean he's right then. You get me, blood? It doesn't mean he's right. And I think he actually addressed that later on as well, that he shouldn't have said it like that or something like that, someone was telling me. But anyway, so are we going to bash him for actually becoming woke in a sense where he speaks what he believes to be true? If you understand what I'm saying, would you prefer him as an artist to lie to you, blood? You get me? So there's two sides, but I like, he's thought-provoking, blood. Bad, but I like it.
It's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now.
Okay, so he's a barbarian. Y'all didn't tell me he's a barbarian. I thought he's just, okay, you're gonna talk crazy. Barbarian, blood. Okay. Wow, let's pull that back real quick.
Love
wow.
it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death.
Right. You have the right to not like America, and you could talk about it freely because of freedom of speech, and now you can say what you want, blood. You could say literally what you want, blood. And it's not no scene. The most you might get is a lawsuit from somebody of the cases. However, Our country is my friend. I promise you. You get stamped with treason immediately and you're executed, blood. It happens, bro. It exists out there, blood. And what you said after that?
As children, we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up.
That's facts, bro. Do this, do that. Only directive they want to give, and hey, don't complain, don't think, just comply. You get me? Then know what I mean? It's crazy because when you're young, they say no, speak in my. But no, in reality, it's not about that, blood. It's just take orders and do what you have to do, blood. You get me? Don't cause no problems. You get me? That's good.
Be American, you should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves, they realized that they don't need to change.
That's grimy, blood. So the cancel culture, I think we was talking about this a few videos ago, just randomly we were talking about it, innit? Cancel culture, host, is crazy right now. This thing run on this, and oh, we can cancel this one, we can cancel that one, and the whole thing with, what's her name, anyway, probably good I can't remember her name, but that's the whole vibe, bro. And that guilty by association, he said, and something he said else about being white. Hold on, something he said there, I like
it. They say it's homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association.
Hey, that. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. Again, like the Eminem line, there's two sides to that, blood. There's two sides to that, blood. Because, okay, there are people who have been branded guilty by association simply because they're with this person, whatever the case might be, and oh, you live across there, so you don't know what struggle is. They have their own struggle differently, blood. Everybody have their struggle. I promise you. Everybody have their own struggle. My white friends have their own struggle. My Indian friends have their own struggle. My Chinese friends have everybody dealing with what they're dealing with, blood. But at the same time, if you're white, you're privileged, which he says, and it's like, yeah, that's his point of view. Again, his point of view. I might disagree because I might say, okay, if 5 of us in the corner, and I might actually draw a fact for that, with 5 of us on the corner, absolutely doing nothing, just there, just stop to see to prove a point, blood. And when the officers came, they came straight to me because I was the only black guy. Might say, okay, that's because of privilege. Is it? Is it some sort of privilege? That's opinion, or is it facts? You let me know, man. We've been going on that. You let me know what you think, man. Let's go, man. But I like
adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew.
Alright, so here's what. I realize he's hitting you some status quotes first. You know them things you just put in status, them one line and say, bow. Bow. They realized they didn't need to change, blood. They never freed the slaves, blood. Believe that, blood. Believe that, blood. Believe that, blood. You get me? And it's a whole control system kind of vibe, blood. But I like how he's doing it, man. And I think I'm going to become a fan of him. If his other stuff is like this, I might vibe with him still, blood. Because it's thought-provoking. You can listen, you don't have to agree 100%. But what a man's talking, they're thought-provoking, and so far, I gotta say he's on point, dog. Let's go, man.
Guilty by association, all our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in.
They won't tell me what to believe in. And even before that, he said, facts don't care about feelings. I'm sure it's that he said, facts don't care about feelings, bro. Like the other two things we were talking about before. You might get offended by me saying blah, blah, blah. I might get offended by him saying blah, blah, blah. But the facts don't care about your feelings. You could be feeling bad. Oh my God, I gotta go pay this $500 bill. I gotta go pay this 500 quid bill. How am I gonna pay this bill? That's your feelings. But the bill's like this. Because the bill is a fact. He don't care, blood. You get me? It is what it is. Let's go, man. But hey, he's fired. Tom MacDonald. All right.
Fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, safe zone. Fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. I think it's crazy. crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what
Oh my God. Folks who talk the talk but can't walk the walk. And I guess we all be guilty of it at some point in time. I know I have. Talk a thing and then when you look back you're like, you know what? If it was somebody else I saw doing XYZ, I might not really approve of that. But I did it. I find, you know what I mean? You justified in your own mind. But saying that she's a what? That he slays hoes, but you're listening, that's playing in your daughter. That's injecting in her head, bro. Vibes, bro.
Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home.
I have seen legit beef over this mask thing. Let's go.
Daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter.
One-liners, horse. Barbarian. Censorship, what?
Said he slays hoes, picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate.
There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. Explains itself. You just bend the words back, but it means so much, but because it's true, because you disagree with something, doesn't mean he's doing hate speech. You just hate what he is speaking of, blood. Let's go, man. Come on.
Fire. Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend
I rate him for saying what he has to say. Yo, listen, man, he gonna get some heat with this and that. I see why he says controversy. Black Lives Matter is the stupidest name. That's a statement. People are like, what are you saying? Because Black Lives Matter, the reason it was created for, in my opinion, is not really fully the reason it's running under right now. The motive it was created for, in my opinion, is not what it's technically pushing right now. Because if you're not careful, you can get swayed really easy. And if you're pushing hate, I'm not for you, dog. It's as simple as that. And I'm not saying I'm for it or not for it. I'm just saying, if anything, anybody is pushing a hate, it's not about that. You spell love out there, blood. You don't know what it is, blood. Come on, man. But Tom, let me hear the rest of that, Marcus.
Choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food of my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's
yeah, Tommy boy, they're gonna come for you, boy. They're gonna come for you, blood. Let's go. I'm riding with him, though. I'm riding with him. Let's go, man. Oh my God. Fire. I rate you as a man to speak in mind.
With food of my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming thief on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a line.
Come on, man. Oh, it's quite a few he touched, but I want to touch on the main one that jumped out to me. All jumped out. That defund the police, man. Listen to me, man. When that term became popular, I'm not one of them who were like, yeah, let's defund the police because of the brutality and all of that. I get it with the brutality, but what am I really saying? I research shit, dog. As you know, I'm always reading that. Listen, man. Defunding the police is going to do a lot, blood. The two main things that caught my attention that it's going to do is going to stop their professional development, and you could put in brackets personal development, I guess, making them better, yeah, at what they do. And also, particularly what stood out to me was it's going to stop their training, bro. Listen, man, whether you cool with the police and you've never had a problem with them and you think it's all lies and they don't brutalize blacks, right? Or you think F all the police, they brutalize blacks, or you think some have issues that need to be addressed. Seriously, blood, you get me? One thing should be agreed with everyone, blood. They need training us. They need training done, because even those with issues, there are some of them with mental issues. There's some of them who they're just biased. You get that, blood, but they are human beings before they're cops. You think what I'm saying? They need the training, blood. And they need it. And you see that line he's dropped there? Order food and see which comes first. Order food and call the cops. See which arrives first. blood, you eat, you done digest. They ain't even, yo, come on, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. You done digest. Forgot what you eat, blood. They ain't here yet. Let's go.
Self, that was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
Levels with this guy. And I'm talking to you guys about levels with this guy. You know much more than him, about him, than me, bro. I ain't know nothing about him, but levels to this guy, was. Boxes and make us divide ourselves, blood. So okay, here's what. We gonna live over here, and you guys gonna live over there, and we ain't gonna mix up too much. And who profiting off of the nonsense and the division and the... Bro, come on, man. Come on, man. Turn, dog. Fire!
That's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't.
Chorus is mine.
Tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone...
Basically, he said it's contradictory, host. You get me? It's contradictory. But at the same time, as I said, there's always two sides. Sometimes violence will be needed according to the situation, host, because non-violent response will eventually look as submission, and the issue could actually continue. Hence why I guess we go to war and all these things with other places and whatnot. But all of this are underlying factor to that, but we ain't getting into that. But let's go.
Facts don't care about your feelings. We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase. But you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy. Say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is.
Censoring the facts turn our children to idiots. I'm swaying with him on that one. I'm with that one. I'm definitely fully, because nothing worse than a kid that's exposed to the world blindly, bro. Like when they go out into the world on their own, you know, and they had no experience, they don't know what time it is. Oh my God. Talk about your mates. You ain't ready for that. Just
when the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change
I'm about to write that down, blood. Listen, the truth doesn't... Hold on. That was fire.
Idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate.
The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. Barbarian. Fire.
They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression instead of asking God for the strength to keep...
Did you see his expression when he said that? Did you see his... Listen, man, look at his face, man. But really, that... Yo, when I first heard about that, I thought that was a joke, yeah? Let's go, man. I honestly thought that was a joke. I swear to God. Let's go.
The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning? We cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right. They so fake woke.
It seems like they hate guys. I saw a couple of things on TikTok concerning that, and I see why he said that. And that's just judging from what I saw. I'm not really into the thing, obviously, but just a couple of things I saw on TikTok concerning that same situation he just talked about there. And also that thing he said about the... I'm talking about the hate guys. But the bleed for whatever he said, bleed for how much days, whatever. That's an old joke, man. Is that from South Park? That's from something, man. I can't remember what that's from. I think it's South Park. If I find it, I'll track it. Yeah, but that's from South Park, man. I remember telling a girl a little time back, and she wasn't impressed, man. Guys, fun fact, don't do that. They wouldn't find it funny. I'm just saying. Let's go.
Guys.
Wendy and I think that was a sexist statement. Well, I'm sorry, Wendy, but I just don't trust anything that bleeds for 5 days and doesn't die. Anyway, children, let's start off with some...
I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
Wise man, I'm just kidding, because she will have your head flat. Let's go.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know.
I like this one.
Tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yo, that's your boy Tom MacDonald, man. Hands down, bless your boy Miztah, bro. We all be bad and we stunting. I think I might have to go down that rabbit hole of Tommy, bro. I might have to go back in 1,000 comments ago, 2,000 comments ago. Someone mentioned his name and they suggested something, and I can't remember. If you watch this, suggest again for me, man. Suggest again for me, because I'm not sure how much music he has, but the way he's delivering, I can tell he probably has a lot of music. He's good. It's not a case that I agree fully with everything he says in the aspect that he brings it fully. However, I respect him, bro. I have respect for him because the way I don't think he's just doing it for shock value, to be honest with you. I think that's things that's action. Yapping too much, but out and bad and stunting, blood spread love out there. Give me some names to look for Tom, man. Yo, appreciate all the support. Make sure to subscribe, yeah.